Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavad Paschata Deshatarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Adaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Adaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Adaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Adaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Adaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Adaita Gadadhara Siva Shadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Thank you, Charles and Adi Keshav from the kitchen. Very nice. Hare Krishna, Prabhus and mothers. Thank you for joining this beautiful session of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So, this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu has a 4 division. We have pounded enough. Hopefully, you will remember whole life. That one was Purva Vibhag. Purva Vibhag explained the most important. Actually, all are important, not most or less. That what is the definition of pure love, pure bhakti, and what is not pure bhakti. And then chapter 2 to 16, it went explain about what is Vaidhi Bhakti. And chapter 17, 18 discuss about what is Bhava Bhakti. Oh, up to 14, I think we discuss about Sadhan Bhakti, Vaidhi Sadhan Bhakti, then Raganuga Sadhan Bhakti. Then went to Raga, Bhava Bhakti, 17, 18. And 19 is Prema Bhakti. Then we discussed about Bibab, Anubhav, Bevichari Bhav or Sanchari Bhav, and Sthai Bhav. The 4 ingredients. Bibab has Alamban, Uddipan. I'm sure you're familiar with those terminology. Then Anubhav has 13, throwing, and Shita and Shkepan. How Rasa is released. These are the detailed description given. So that was 13 Anubhav. Then Sattik Bhav are 8. And there is a 4 stages, 8 types of Sattik Bhav. If we are familiar with this more and more, then we can relish into these beautiful pastimes of Krishna, how they are enjoying. We are not enjoying as a body, we are enjoying through a body. But Bhakti Ras is enjoyed by themselves. They are the body. Krishna is his body. Krishna doesn't have a body. Krishna is the body. Krishna's Rupam, his beautiful form, is Krishna. He doesn't have any other elements. Similarly, all Sachidananda body is same. But material body has a different components. So we may not be able to relate too much. Like for an example, I always give you that example of tongue is meeting the ice cream, you experience the flavor of the ice cream. But in Vrindavan, just by saying ice cream, you can also taste ice cream. You don't have to put it in contact with tongue. Because the word, the name, and the possessor are the same substance. And it gives same. So in the beginning, maybe it is difficult, but still we should be familiar and slowly uplift our consciousness, then we can relate. And hopefully Krishna allows us to actually experience this. So these are the Rasa Samagri from chapter 20 to 34. And then we we ended last Friday, about the 5 primary rasa. Santa rasa, Dash rasa, Shakha rasa, Vatsala rasa, Madhur rasa. Madhur rasa was not so vastly explained because there is a separate book written for that, Ujjwal Nilmani. But that's very advanced stage. First, we have to get familiar with Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu thoroughly, again and again and again. You can listen those classes again, look at the charts, be familiar with each chapter. This is going to actually uplift our consciousness, and we will experience in our life this Krishna consciousness. And today we are beginning the last part of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So there is a 4 part. We talked about Purva, Dakshin, Paschim, and today is Uttar. Uttar means north division. So north division is also Rasha, and what is not Rasha. So we have to be careful also. Something in the name of Rasha is not Rasha. Aparasha, Uparasha, Rashabhash. It's very technical. You may say, why do we have to know this? Because we come from the material world. And material world, you can see many pastimes. Actually, you don't have to go to pastime. Even ourselves, when we stand in front of deity, we have a doubt whether supreme, absolute, all-controlling power, everything in this deity. Your deity may be 3 feet or 1 feet, a small deity. Do you really see that it is the whole creation is within the body of this deity? I mean, ask yourself. To be honestly, I don't know how many devotee really can see that everything within this deity in my altar, in my room. So it's required some understanding and uplifting our faith, and then Krishna will reveal. Of course, Mother Yashoda even got bewildered when Krishna displayed unlimited universes in his mouth. But that is difference. From conditioned soul, not accepting Krishna as a supreme absolute truth, it's horrible, abominable. Mother Yashoda is not accepting Krishna as a supreme Lord, is irrelishable. They are not same thing. And in between, everybody believes and they actually see Krishna is Supreme Lord. Mother Yashoda also hear it, but she doesn't take, but that is actually Rasha. But when conditioned soul or demoniac nature don't accept God, Krishna is everything, that is ignorance. That has to be destroyed. So they are not same thing. So this division is very important next 4 days. What are the Gona Rasha? Now you have a Mukhya Sthayi Bhav, that you have a eternally a dominant or you can say dominant permanently a mood that you serve with to Krishna. But then today and next 3 days you will find there are some time, like for an example, Mother Yashoda saw Putana, how she reacted. She was stunned. Not stunned in the beginning, but when Putana was taking her son away, she was so stunned that she could not move. She fainted. Wait, isn't she the best mother? Yes. How come she didn't protect her son? So that's a Gona Rash. Secondary Rash took over. But took over, who is experiencing this? Mother Yashoda. But isn't she experiencing as a motherly Vatsalya Rasa, as a prominent? Yes. But when sometime Bivatsa, this ghastliness, Putana just took her baby away. Her primary Rasa sits in the back. The Bivatsa or ghastliness comes in the front. So this is a very beautiful. She is still motherly Rasa, not Bivatsa Rasa. But sometimes secondary Rasa comes front and give the relishment. Just like Arjuna. Arjuna is Krishna's Shikharas. He's eternally a friend. But then he was acting like a servant, paying obeisances, left, right, east, west, all the corner, and he's feeling guilty. Oh my God, he's not just a friend, he's by himself, for himself, of himself. He doesn't need anybody. He is the supreme absolute. Yes, that is also true. So that time, his secondary Rasha came in front. His primary Rasha, Shaikya Rasha, is sitting in the back, and he's relishing this. So what will happen? Million years from now, he will still remember. And then he won't be able to act with Krishna as a friend for a moment. Krishna may say, Arjuna, come, let's go. We are going for a horse ride. And Arjuna all of a sudden remember, oh my God, he was the universal form. He is everything. Then he will be like collapse. Like so surprised, you won't be able to move. Krishna will say, what's going on? Now you may say, isn't he friend? Like his friendly relation? Yes. But sometimes this secondary rasha, the secondary, today we'll see 7 types of secondary rasha, 5 types of primary. How sometimes they can come in front of the Mukhya Rasa and how they demonstrate. So Prahladananda Prabhu going to, with his group, going to present us the beautiful session of Uttar Vibhag. And I'm sure I think we posted that, who is presenting which one.
Yes.
Okay.
Prabhuji, then what Susilpa Mataji and Padma Mataji are to present today, chapter number 45 and 46. But
Okay.
I see that Mataji had text that she will be little late, Susilpa Mataji.
Okay, so let us do our Mangalacharan first.
Right.
So we can pray to Srila Prabhupada. Om Jnanati Mirandhasa Genanjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mayam Dadati Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Juta Pada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalitaya Sri Vishakhanitangscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Tinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sannavadi Paschatadeshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Tinamine Nama Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambodhe Padambujaya Te Namo Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Sachidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gaura Virbhava Bhumestam Nideshta Sajjana Priyo Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannataya Te Namo Vanchakalpataruvesya Kripa Sindhavaiva cha Patidanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Shri He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanto Radha Kanto Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Mother Lipi, would you like to sing?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, sure.
Okay.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Dandavat Pranam to all assembled devotees, mothers and Prabhus. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Yeah.
So I was trying to sing the Radha Krishna Pranamara because that's one of my favorite bhajan. I always do in my home and the temple as well. So I was explaining the English translation because the song is in Bangla and it's by Narottam Das Thakura. The divine couple, Sri Sri Radha and Krishna, is my life and soul. In life or death, I have no other refuge but them. In a forest of small Kadamba trees on the bank of the Yamuna, I will seat the divine couple on a throne made of brilliant jewels. I will anoint their dark and fair forms with sandalwood paste scented with chua, and I will fan them with the chamara whisk. Oh, when will I behold their moonlight faces? After stringing together garland of malati flowers, I will place them around their necks, and I will offer tambula scented with camphor to their lotus mouth. With the permission of all these Shakhis, headed by Lalita and Vishakha, I will serve the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. Narottama Dasa, the servant of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, longs for this service to the divine couple. Shri Narottama Das Thakur ki jai. Radha Krishna Prana Moro Jugalo Kishore Radha Krishna Prane Moro Jugalo Kishore Jibone Morone Goti আর নাহি মোর জীবনে মরণে গতি আর নাহি মোর রাধা কৃষ্ণ প্রাণে মোর যুগল কিশোর কালিন্দির কুলে কেলে কদম্বের বন কালিন্দির কুলে কদম্বের বন রতন বেদির উপর বসাব দুজন রতন বেদির উপর বসাব দুজন রাধা কৃষ্ণ প্রাণ মোর যুগল কিশোর শ্যাম গৌরী অঙ্গে দিবা চন্দনের গন্ধ শ্যাম গৌরী অঙ্গে দিবা চন্দনের গন্ধ চামর ঢোলাব কবে হেরিব মুখ চন্দ্র চামর ঢোলাব কবে হেরিব মুখ চন্দ্র রাধা কৃষ্ণ প্রাণ মোর যুগল কিশোর গাথিয়া মালতীর মালা দিব দোহার গলে গাথিয়া মালতীর মালা দিব দোহার গলে অধরে তুলিয়া দেব কর্পূর তাম্বুলে অধরে তুলিয়া দেব কর্পূর তাম্বুলে রাধা কৃষ্ণ প্রাণ মোর যুগল কিশোর ললিতা বিশাখায়াদি যত সখী বৃন্দ ললিতা বিশাখায়াদি যত সখী বৃন্দ আজ্ঞায় করিব সেবা চরণার বিন্দ আজ্ঞায় করিব সেবা চরণার বৃন্দ রাধা কৃষ্ণ প্রাণ মোর যুগল কিশোর শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভুর দাসের দাস শ্রীকৃষ্ণ চৈতন্য প্রভু দাসের দাস সেবায় অভিলাষ করে নরোত্তম দাস সেবায় অভিলাষ করে নরোত্তম দাস রাধা কৃষ্ণ প্রাণ মোর যুগল কিশোর জীবনে মরণে গতি আর নাহি মোর রাধা কৃষ্ণ প্রাণ মোর যুগল কিশোর Now I will try to do some Krishna, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী জয় গোপী জন বল্লভ গিরিবরধারী যশোদানন্দন ব্রজজন রঞ্জন যশোদানন্দন ব্রজজন রঞ্জন যশোদানন্দন ব্রজজন রঞ্জন যমুনা তীর বনচারী জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Nitai Gaur Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaur Haribol. जय जय श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमानंद हरि बोल आनंद कति वैष्णव वृंद की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय गुरु एंड गौरांग की जय हरे कृष्ण प्रभु बैक टू यू
Thank you. Thank you. I see Mother Sushilpa Devi is here. I hope she is ready. And who else? Prahladananda Prabhu?
Today is Padma Ben also doing
Also.
46th chapter.
Mother Padma Devi also here. Good. Both are here. So just to give a little brief summary, so far, see if we can relate or you can store in the memory. When we talked about Santaras last week, but last Monday, we talked about Santaras. There's only one quality. What is it? Krishna Nishtha. Krishna Nishtha Trishna Teg Sante Duigune. Teg means giving up material enjoyment, spirit of material lordership or exploitation. Well, that's the, we're talking about Rasha. So it's Krishna Nishtha. That was the only quality when each of us develop. And it's a fact. We do develop. I forgot one of you did say that when I think of quality of Santa, that's all I have. I think of Krishna, Supreme Controller, Supreme Majestic Aspect. And it's true. It's true. It's nothing wrong. But thank you. I forgot who said that. In Daisharati, there is a Krishna Nishtha. What you have in Santa, it will follow. It will go all the way up to Madhuras. In Daisharati, there is a Krishna Nishtha, but the quality of Daisha means service. So you can relate within your heart. A testing machine is within you. That you have a irrevocable fact. You have a strong, steady attachment about consciously accepting Krishna as supreme object of love, supreme personality of Godhead, supreme controller. These are all quality of Santarasa, Santarati. And that's the only thing they have. And that's wonderful. What is it? Paramatma Parabhum Jnana Praveen. They are completely remember about who Krishna is. They do know. They glorify Krishna. So each of us, when we're glorifying, we love Krishna the way he is. That means we have Santarati fix. Now, Santarati, not necessarily permanent, but it is definitely the foundation without which other roti cannot be checked. After you knowing everything, I was reading this morning about for tonight class. I have one class in Texas, Partha Sarati group, and they assigned me a couple sloka, and I was thinking like, wow, it's interesting how when you really research analytical about Santarati, what is Krishna Nishtha means, Parabrahma, Paramatma, Parabhom, Gyano Pravin, that what is that means. You have a complete idea about creation, you have complete idea about supremacy, you have complete idea about all the energy breakdown, internal, external, marginal, and who you are. So that's very good. When you develop a strong desire to serve the devotees, strong desire to serve the Lord, then you have the quality of dasya. So, supremacy of God, you are understood. By the way, if any one of you ever thought, if anybody has a Bhagavad Gita, I should have Bhagavad Gita here. If you have Bhagavad Gita, if you look at it, 18, 18, 19. Tesam geni nitya yukta eko bhakti vishishyate. If you have, you can read the translation because I don't have it. But I remember the verse. I was trying to chew it, the way I slang word, chewing it, because it's tasty. That everybody comes to ISKCON. Yes, I joined. I'm running also a Bhakta ashram, Brahmachari ashram in America, Florida, Alachua. And I see they're all Western boys, how what background and how we have to help them, each of them with a mentoring, and cultivate them slowly like a mother to a baby, and they are growing. And you can see, now there is a one thing, in case any one of you have a doubt, isn't just chanting and serving is enough? No. If you look at that verse 7.17, 18, Krishna says everybody comes to him. And I see that. I was also one of them, just ran away from my house to come to him. And then what? What do I want? Oh, I like this monastery life. So it is my desire. I like this monastery life. It is not actually pleasing Krishna I was focusing. Honestly, I don't even remember pleasing Krishna was the goal. I mean, we were doing everything. Mangalarti, book distribution. I was a teenager and we were doing all this. But focusing that to please Krishna and actually really adoring him, no, was not there, to be honest. Now developing because I really want it, so it's different. And then, of course, due course of time, you will see among so many devotees, they want to get a good job, they want to get married, they want to have a nice house and nice. These are we are talking. We have to be realistic. These are all right. These are all okay. There's nothing wrong. But let's make a level very clear. You have to have a complete knowledge about Krishna in order for Krishna to love you as a lover, as a beloved. If you look at that verse, Desham geni nitya yukta eko bhakti vishishyate. Vishishyate here means special, special. They are special. Why they are special? Because they know who Krishna is. They know Alpha and Gamma, means beginning and end. Everything about everything or anything. They are fully aware of Krishna. And second quality is they are constantly nitya jukta upasate. They are not only fully aware, full of knowledge, but they are also engaged in devotional service. These two quality makes Krishna to love them. We're trying to develop love to Krishna, isn't it? But that verse, anybody has in front, I see Dr. Prakash Prabhu, you have the book. I see through the Zoom. Would you like to read?
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam,
Hare Krishna,
Prabhuji.
Dhanavad.
Translation for 17.
7.17.
17. Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Of this, the one who is in full knowledge and who is always engaged in pure devotional service is the best. For I am very clear to him and he is dear to me.
It's a very heavy
7.8.
statement. If you really just absorb that, it's a very heavy statement. Krishna really saying, Priya, the word he says, Priya, aham. The third line end, it says, aham, samama priya. I love him, he loves me. But where it's coming from? He has complete knowledge. It's not coming from, oh, I love Krishna. Oh, who is Krishna? Tell us. Oh, I don't know. No, give some reference. What do you know about Krishna? I don't know. That means not like that. It's not a cheap word to say, I love Krishna. It's a good word. I mean, we should practice that. Even if I don't understand, still we should say we love Krishna. But Krishna here is saying we should understand him. We should know him. And then Krishna says, he also engage in service. Two things. We have to know him completely and serve him. Then Krishna says he loves that person who knows him well and serve him. This is a very, I would say, most powerful word. Because before that sloka, Arti, Artarti, Jigyasu, Gani, everybody comes. Even in ISKCON, devotee comes, I mean, human being comes, but they have their different idea. They want some position, prestige, maybe some security, maybe some whatever, some feeling. You know, I have a good life, Prabhus and mothers. I have a good life. What is it? I chant, I go to temple. It's nothing wrong. I'm not pointing, I hope nobody feels bad. I'm not pointing out anything wrong. It's just that Krishna did not say, really, he loves you at that moment. Krishna says, if you have complete knowledge and you are serving with that knowledge, you are clear about Krishna. Krishna says, I love that person. That's very powerful. Show me how many verses you can show me that Krishna says, I love that person. Show me. I would like to see that. Not that many. Very few. Very few. And Prabhupada point out this, like Pracheta stories. Prabhupada said, if we can cooperate in our movement, because all the Prachetas, 10 sons, 10 brothers, you can say, they were cooperating each other. They never competing. It's difficult sometime in our temple or in our community to really like sacrificing, cooperating. But then Krishna says it attracts him. We can attract Krishna just by cooperating. These are the key points, unity in diversity. Why Prabhupada emphasized? Because that attracts Krishna. So this verse says that if we have a complete knowledge and we are serving Krishna, engage. Krishna says, I love him. So like this, we should know. My point is we should know as much possible, as fast as possible. Time is ticking, Prabhus and mothers. Don't count, I'm still young. No, don't count like that. There's no such thing, young or old. We should know as much. So let's see. In Santaroti means he knows complete, but he doesn't serve with his senses. He just glorifies about Lord. But Daisharati means he knows Krishna, he also serves Krishna. Third Rasha, he knows Krishna, he has a far irrevocable fact, means that attachment, irrevocable, like you have a driver license. It's your license, DMV gave you. But guess what? If you break law, too many accidents, they can take it away. So you cannot claim your driver license is permanent, but it's my license. Doesn't matter. They will seize it. But Krishna says it is a Krishna Nishtha here means irrevocable. Doesn't matter what happened to you, you do not give up Krishna's shelter. That is called irrevocable Nishtha. So Dasya means you are serving with that full knowledge. And Vatsala means, not Vatsala, Soika means you are complete knowledge, but you're serving. Then the quality of Soika, absence of reverence will take place. Nisambramata. Nisambramata means you become too familiar. Too familiar. And then your reverence and majestic aspect will slowly disappear. You become very close. Now, if you have a genuine Daisharas, it is not possible. When Lord Ramchandra came, Krishna reminded me a story many years back. I read Ramayana that when Lord Ramchandra, on the way back from Lanka, just like in a honeymoon, everybody's familiar with the word honeymoon. Like after you get married, you want to show your wife what are the fascination in this town or some remote places. So Lord Ramchandra, not honeymoon, but he went with Sita Devi in Pushpa Viman, coming back to Ayodhya from after coronation of Ravana's brother, great devotee Vibhishan. While he was passing through the Dandakaranya forest, and Lord Ramchandra said, I used to walk around here and ask everybody about you. And it was very painful because I missed you so much. So Sita Devi is looking through the window. I mean, I don't know Pushpa Viman, I never rode, so I'm not sure exactly how it is. Maybe it is not like a material Air India or some Viman that we are familiar. Viman means airplane or helicopter, whatever. So then she said, the airplane is filled with the monkeys. And Lord Ramchandra says, I pick them up because they dedicate their life for me. I revive their life and I want to take them to Ayodhya. And they are from here, from this Dandakaranya forest. And then Sita Devi looked at many other monkeys. He said, I still see a lot of monkeys. Say, oh, these are the families of these people, these monkeys who are in the Pushpa Viman. Then Sita Devi says, but these are their relative, right? He said, yes. He said, these are the wives, mother, daughters. All the male monkey went to fight to help you. Say yes. So they sacrifice their life to send the men to help you. Don't they deserve the same facility that you're giving to the others? Lord Ram was like, you are right. He said, land the Pushpa Viman. So they landed the airplane and they picked up all the monkeys' relatives because they sacrificed there. Anyway, so there's a long story, beautiful. On the way back, after arriving, Lord Ramchandra says, now this is Ayodhya, it's a holy dham, it's not a Dandakaranya jungle. So Hanumanji, you have to train the whole crew. Billions of the monkeys has come with you. You have to train them. Okay, my lord. Yes. So they started. Angada, Sugriv, they all have a different plan, strategic planning, all this. They had a plan how to train. So one day, it's a very hilarious how they got trained. Anyway, I won't say that word. One day, Lord Ramchandra came to see why they are chanting so loudly about his name. Was chanting because Hanumanji was teaching them how to eat chickpea. And he was holding the garbanja bean. Everybody knows chickpea. If you squeeze, little bit, it slips out of your finger. So what happened? Hanumanji was showing, well, you have to squeeze like this and then it opens, but then the garbanja bean went out of his finger, and whenever something he needs, he always calls Ram. Jai Shri Ram, this is his mantra. So he said, Jai Shri Ram, and he jumped to catch that. And all these billions of monkeys, they are doing the same thing. And they're all chanting Jai Shri Ram. They thought that is their style of eating. But it was a mistake that the chickpea is not supposed to slip out of your hand. So Lord Ramchandra came. He was watching. After everything is over, they all ate, they gone. But one thing they did mistake, they did not offer a special plate for their guru, Hanumanji. So Hanumanji is sitting there, he's teaching how to eat. Everybody is eating, but except him. So then Lord Ramchandra invited him and then asked the servant to serve big plate of Mahaprasad. So he was starting. As he was started eating, he told Hanumanji, sit down and eat. Hanumanji is thinking, eat? How? Okay, I'll go and sit little far, my lord. After you finish your eating, no, I want you to sit with me. My lord, I don't eat next to you. No, not next to me, right in front of. We are going to use the same plate. That is not possible. Hanumanji started crying. He said, it is impossible, Prabhu. How can I eat? Because my food will touch your food. This is an offense. Now you can think why Hanumanji is a Daisharas emblem. Why? Because of this. When you hear those pastime and then you think of this, his mamata is how much prominent always. This is a very nice. Then you can actually chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra 10-15 minutes just by thinking about Hanumanji's mood. And this is beautiful. This is how consciousness get purified so quick. So Hanumanji, Lord Ramchandra made a little split, the banana leaf. Since that time, the banana leaf always has a two side. So then Hanumanji, Lord Ram said, you eat this side, I will eat. But he could not. He could not. Why? Because that absence of reverence is not possible in Hanumanji. Everybody understand that? But with Madhumangal, yes, 100% absence of reverence. Krishna says, give me some matha. He said, no. I'm a Brahman boy. You are a Vaishya son. I cannot share it. It's just the opposite. Just the opposite. Because of his Sambramata is there or not there. Yes, it is there, but not presence. So this is, we should think about it. Then in Vatsalya Ras, the previous Krishnanista service attitude to please them, absence of reverence is there with the quality of affection and possession. I have to take care of Krishna. And then when possession increase, he's my friend, he's my son, he's my nephew, whatever. That the possession and affect, as affection increases, possession increases. Then it's called Vatsulya Rasa. When all these four qualities exist in addition to the quality of Radhura Nirjana Sangadrit, like avoiding the association of, like you can serve Krishna with all your body, but not possible all your body. This is exactly like the development of the quality found in the Madhur Rasa, which is secret, because they serve with the quality also that other Rasa cannot serve. In Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, as we discussed, that not full details given on the Madhur Rasa. That's why there is a separate book written. Of course, Mahaprabhu gave the metaphor, like in the sky, there's only one quality, sound. In the air, there is a two quality, sound and touch. In the fire, how many? Three. Sound, touch, and form. All the form in this world are created by the fire. Then in the water, this three plus taste. Then in the earth, the flavor or smell are present. So all are. So Madhur Rasa has all complete. So we discussed that, and I hope you all can all remember. So today we're going to, and then we discuss Santarati, Dasyarati, Shakkarati, Vatsulya-rati, Madhur-rati, and then Gauna-rati. Gauna-rati we're starting today, which means there are 7, like Hasharati, how do you say, cheerfulness of the heart, that is experience upon witnessing unusual alteration of how they talk, what they dress, the activities, and so on. And in your face, there will be some visible mark, like vibration of the nose, expansion of the eyes, your lips, your cheeks, when you laugh. You know, there are 6 types of laughing. We'll hear all this. And then you'll have a Bhishma-rati. Bhishma-rati means the expansion of the heart that takes place upon witnessing extraordinary objective. It's called Bhishma-rati. Then you have a Utsaha-rati. Utsaha-rati means firm attachment, urgency to carry out one's aspired for activities of fighting, like Bhishma Dev or even Arjuna. Even Sridham, he does everyday fighting with Krishna. He always competitive mood. You can see that. Sokarati, sorrow and grief, like Nanda Maharaj is crying, Mother Yashoda is crying when Krishna left. Sometimes they cry even when Krishna is in Vrindavan because they miss. It's a natural. Sokarati, Krodharati, inflammation of the heart takes place when confronted with hostility. It causes anger. Almost sounds like this world, isn't it? But it is not this world. It is eternal in spiritual life. Then there is a fear. We're not talking about material fear. Just like I always give that example, I'm sure you heard this many times when Mother Yashoda, just think, in Golok Vrindavan there is no demon, first of all. But impression of Putana is eternal. She may think like, oh my God, that lady, She was so beautiful. Then her ugly form came out and took my son away. Just by thinking, she grabbed Krishna and hold him and cry. I never want to see like that. And then Krishna is thinking, what happened? Why she is loving me more than usual? Because there is a fear. Now, those fear are not material fear, what we fear of death and all this danger. It's different. These are nourishing. These are nourishing. Then jugupsu. Jugupsu like contraction, or you can say shutting of the heart that takes place upon experiencing distasteful things. So you can call that also disgust. So with example, I'm sure they will present it. So Prabhu's and Mother, be ready. And let us proceed with that. Prahladananda Prabhu, who is going first, Prabhu, in your group?
Sushilpa Mataji is the one who's.
Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Can I go next? Almost done. I just have to save and then send. So can Mataji go first and then I'll go next? If that's
Is that okay with you, Padma Ben?
Yes, Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna. Okay, thank you.
thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna, Pran Govind Prabhu. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. And let me go my. Okay, so we are in the final fourth division now of the Nectar of Devotion, but Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the Uttar Vibhag or the Northern Division. And before starting, let me take my prostrations to Radhe Shyam, Hari Bol, and Mahaprabhu, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, and my prostrations to Pran Govind are Pankaj Bhai, Prahladananda Prabhu. Thank you for showing us the way and keep expanding this for us is my prayer. So we are going to start with the Northern Division, which is the final division. And we finished the previous 5 primary rasas, Shantarasa, Dasya, Sakharasa, Vatsalya, and Madhurya Rasa. And we are now exploring the 7 secondary rasas. The first one is laughing that Mother Sushilpa will do right after I finish. The second one is astonishment. Third one is chivalry. Fourth is compassion. Fifth is anger. Sixth is dread. And 7th is ghastliness. So in the 46th chapter, we'll be discussing 2 secondary rasas. And they are, the first one, for me, it'll be first one, although it is the second one, but the first one Mother would be doing shortly. So astonishment and chivalry is the one I'll be talking about. And this is astonishment I'll take first. And this is a sentiment of mystery, very astonished. Oh my God, how did this happen? Like type of thing. Extreme curiosity and wonder beyond the normal routine is what astonishment rasa is. And the color of this, you know, how they have different colors for each rasa. I remember Radharani, all of a sudden, her dress turned pink in one of the leelas. I'm saying, how did that happen? I didn't understand. Now it's easier to understand. Their bhaws are the ones that are bringing out. They are not these in the physical world that we wear clothes and we change them. What their internal feelings are the ones that are working by their thinking. They don't have to change clothes. They don't have to beautify themselves to look pretty or not to look pretty. When Krishna left, how she was, they say 112 and a half years. She didn't shower and tattered clothes and all. That was her feeling, how she's feeling inside. So anyway, I better not go there. Yellow and Lord Brahma is the presiding deity of this bhav. And astonishment is devotional service. It's perceived in two ways: direct perception, by experiencing with our own eyes, whoever is experiencing it. And then indirect perception is by hearing about it. So you're not directly perceiving it, but by hearing it. And the story, we can relate to this story of Narakasura, who had imprisoned the 16,108 princesses, and Bhagwan Krishna won over him and took out these imprisoned princesses. And the 11 Akshoni Sena, which is a huge army, right? With only 3 arrows, Bhagwan Krishna took care of this huge army of 11 Akshoni Sena. I remember in the Bhagavad Gita how he says that the total Akshonis were 18, 7 and 11. 11 were on Kauruva's side and 7 on Arjuna's side. So this 11 is huge beyond our imagination. And Bhagwan Krishna with 3 arrows finished it off. And now hearing about it, Narad Muni was really, really curious. How did this happen? He's always astonished about the workings of Lord Krishna. He had to go and see. So when he goes to Dwarka to see all of this Leela happening, he saw these 16,108 palaces for each queen. He married them because that was their desire. So when he saw so many palaces with Krishna in each palace personally present there, in one place Narad Muni saw Krishna is getting up early, Brahma Muhurat, at 3:30. That's what Pankaj Bhai wants us to get up at. 3:30, shower, and then come to my class. If you haven't showered, you're not coming to my class, he says. So when he saw all of this, Bhagwan is getting up at 3:30 in one palace and ready doing his morning oblations in the other house, in the other palace. Or he's giving charity to the Brahmanas. These are all these routines that normal people do, and he's doing each routine in each palace. So, and in one he's playing with his kids. And he's just so astonished. How could he be there in each palace personally? These are the inconceivable potencies of Bhagwan Krishna. And this is the example of direct perception of astonishment as he's, seeing with his own eyes. Oh, I didn't, Prabhuji, I had some slides to show some pictures. Oh, are we skipping that, or shall I show some pictures?
You can. You are
Okay.
You are co-host now.
Oh, okay. Let me see. Okay, it's not showing me to share. So it's not showing me to share. Anyway, I'll go
On the
ahead.
bottom, you have to go on the bottom.
Yeah, it's not showing me somehow.
Really?
Yeah,
In your computer?
so, yes, it's not. So that's okay. I'll go ahead. I don't want to waste time in the middle. So anyway, Bhagwan Krishna's, all these leelas, but Narad Muni is saying directly. Another example would be when in the Bandirwan fire, example of the direct perception of astonishment in devotional service when Bhagavan Krishna swallowed the fire. He told the Gopas, close your eyes, and told them, okay, now you can open. He swallowed the fire was gone, and the Gopas like, oh, what happened? And they take it as normal, but Krishna they don't call it Bhagwan Krishna, they are the Sakhas. Even when somebody says he's Bhagwan, oh, he might be, forget it. So that's their bhav, that he'll take care of it. Let's go play. And in another scenario of direct perception of astonishment is a friend of Mother Yashoda telling her, hey, Yashoda, how much fun is it that on the one hand, your child is captivated by sucking your breast milk, yet on the other hand, this mighty Govardhan hill is laying and resting on his left pinky as though it was a toy. Is this not very mysterious? And she is just so astonished that here he is so captivated by the mother, won't leave her alone, just holding on to her. And this is the example of direct perception again. And the other one would be the indirect perception example we can give. When Maharaj Parikshit heard from Sukdev Goswami about the killing of Narakasura, and being overwhelmed with joy, he wiped his tears from his eyes. This is an example of astonishment in devotional service by indirect perception, by oral reception. He didn't see it himself, but Sukdev Goswami is narrating it. Another example of astonishment in devotional service by indirect perception is when Lord Brahma narrated to his Sargvasis, his associates, about how he stole all the Gopas and the calves away from Krishna when they were having lunch picnic, having so much fun in the forest. And he says, he saw they were eating from the same plate and each other's food. And Brahma saw that Krishna licking Madhumangal's mouth to taste that chach, or the buttermilk. Madhumangal was a poor Brahmana, and Krishna, hey, I want to taste your chach. He went home and mother said, you know, this chach is a day old, so it's a little sour. So Krishna just drinks it. He says, no, I don't want to offer this to my friend. He's a Sakha. He's not in that reverential mood, just like, you know, say, for example, Yudhishthir. He's a Sakha, but he still doesn't want to give him that chach of, sour chach. So he just drank it. As he comes back, Krishna looks at, why did you drink it all? I want to try some. And he starts licking his mouth. And he's saying, Brahma couldn't believe it. What is Krishna doing? And they are feeding him with their, juta, like the contaminated food, by tasting themselves, just like Shabri. She tastes and then gives it to Rama. And these Sakhas are doing the same thing. So he couldn't believe it. Brahma couldn't believe the little cute kid was Shyam, Soyam Param Purushottam Bhagwan, Krishna, hence testing Krishna. But a few moments later, he saw the same gopas and calves. They were there. Brahma had stolen them, but then Krishna produced just like form of the gopas and the little calves. Gopas even with 4 arms. And now Brahma is seeing them. Now they have the 4 arms, just like the Vishnu. What happened? What did he do now? Then he started to realize who could do something like this? And the associates of Brahma in Satyaloka were so mesmerized with the narration. And this is an example of astonishment in devotional service by indirect perception. They are hearing it from Brahma. So these are the little examples of the indirect perception and direct perception. And the second secondary rasa that I'm going to be talking about is chivalry. And this ecstasy in devotional service in this 46th chapter is amazing. the most that I love to stick with is chivalry of the little gopas, how they're fighting with Krishna, because they have this bhav that they have. They are above the dasya and above the shantaras. They are in their sakhya ras with no reverence and very close to Bhagwan Krishna. And when on account of love and devotion for Krishna, there's a special valorous enthusiasm. The resultant activity is called chivalrous activity. It can be manifested in the acts of mock fighting, which they always did, kabaddi, and all of those things. Giving charity, those will be examples later. Showing mercy or executing religious principles. So we'll talk first about the chivalrous fighting and devotion, where Krishna is the object of chivalry. And no, I'm going to Yuddha Veer. I wanted to. So there are the different forms of this chivalry, like I mentioned, that like giving charity or showing mercy or executing religious principles. So I'll come to Gopas a little later. Chivalrous fighting and devotion, where Krishna is the object of chivalry, it is called Yuddha Veer, just like our Bhishma Pitta. Krishna and Arjun fighting in front of Kunti Mata is another example of chivalry. Here they are as friends. They are not, there's no reverence there. And Krishna's activities with the Gopas, many different kinds of Gopas are there. Some are the inside ones, some of the outside of Raj. Inside Gopas, maybe some of them may be Suhrid. The example I could give is Veerabhadra. Now, what Prabhuji just said about that, the Sakhya Ras, with Veerabhadra, I see he had, like, he was very strong with a motherly instinct for Krishna. And even Mother Yashoda actually always assigned him the duty of caring for Krishna when when Krishna is away from home. She wanted to make sure Krishna eats properly. So Veerabhadra used to take care of him because Mother knew he has this bhav in him of motherly bhav. At the same time, he's the sakha. So these are, this bhav with which he'll be able to take care of him properly in the forest. And the younger sakhas tend to Krishna by massaging him after he's finished fighting. So many asuras he killed, and now he's tired, so they would be massaging his arms and his legs, making sure he's comfortable. So that's another example of, younger sakhas, how they tend to him. Then there are Priya sakhas, Shridham and Sudham. Once Shridham came to the house, this is so cute, when he came to pick up Krishna to let's go and take care of business. And Mother Yashoda said, he's still sleeping. So Shridham says, Mother, that's fine. I'll go, no worries. I'll go ahead, take care of him. And he goes there, and Mother's thought that this Bhairavi song that they sing in the morning, that he'll sing the song to him to wake him up, put him in the mood of get up, go ready. No, this guy, what he does, he gets up on the bed, he jumps up on the bed. Come on, get up. No reverence again. All we are seeing is fighting between friends. Come on, get up. And he pulls his blanket. And that was his way of dealing with Param Purushottam, Bhagwan. That's the bhav they have. And that reminds me, in one of the books we went through, how Bhagwan actually dips them in the Yamuna and they find themselves in Vaikuntha. And they see Krishna on a kingly chair, and there are all these security people, but Krishna has 4 arms. Wait, what happened? they are just so confused. What happened to Krishna? And they try to run towards him. And these security people, shh, you don't call him Krishna. Shh. They are not even letting them go close to him. And they are surprised. We don't like this. They tell each other. And then they are waving to Krishna, come on, let's go home. And these are the examples of how they, how their behavior is with Krishna. Ujjwal, for example, told Krishna one time that he's an expert in water sports and better than Krishna himself. These are the dealings of these sakhas. They are sometimes showing complacence, like one time Sridham challenged Bhadrasena, telling him, you shouldn't be afraid of me, Bhadra, at least not yet. I'll first beat Balram and then I'll defeat Krishna and then I'll come to finish you up. So here they're thinking we're going to have this fight and we're going to have to finish you all. One Sridham's intimate friend, Sridham, out of anger, Sridham is out of anger challenging Krishna by the bank of the Yamuna. And they fought. Krishna threw his arrows at him, but Sridham stopped the arrows with his pole. And here, Krishna, if he wants to kill somebody, but he can just not even throw an arrow, just kill them. These are the plays, leelas that he likes to do with, and they are so full of knowledge of Krishna. They don't even know what they know. They are just doing it out of their bhava as sakhas. All of that created a wonderful excitement for the viewers when they were fighting with these poles and arrows. And then the sakhas even give assurance to the viewers that no harm will be done. That's another ecstasy, sub-ecstasy actually, assuring the viewers that, there won't be any harm done to you. And then the final example of these sakhas that I'm so touched by hearing these stories. If the sakhas told Krishna that they won't play with him, as he's always threatening. Subal was the weakest of them all. And if he ever does that again, they will not be part of his sakha team. And he better buzz off before they beat him up. So this is how no reverence again, just, they are trying to be very Mr. Powerful people that, our group won't play with you. We see how in this chivalrous fighting amongst friends, there's sometimes self-advertisement, like they're advertising themselves as if they are the biggest ones and most powerful. It becomes personal, and learned scholars call it the sub-ecstasy. Again, this is another example. There's enthusiasm in these fights, no weapons, and assurance to the frightened viewers. Again, these are the sub-ecstasies. Gopas are well established in their Sai Bhava. Their heart's desire is to satisfy Krishna. That's all. There is in this Sakhya Bhav, there will already be the Dasya Bhav, because each successive Bhav carries the previous Bhavs from Shant to Dasya to Sakha. And then the Vatsalya would have the previous three bhavs in it. So successively, they keep adding on. That's how we understand this. So the Gopas, and it also says that, these are all in devotional service. So the real enemies of Krishna can never be opponents in this kind of devotional feelings, because they are real enemies. These are all the devotional service we are talking about of the chivalrous activities. When excelling in charity, one is called Danveer. And when Nanda Maharaj gave copious amounts of cows, etc., in charity to the Brahmanas for auspiciousness for his son. So we see a difference here. Nanda Maharaj is not even accepting Krishna as God. He's doing as charity, as auspiciousness for his son. that Bhagwan has given him this son, that I want the best for his son. Whereas Bali Maharaj, for example, even went so far as to deny his guru's request not to give so much in charity, as he knew the impostor Brahmana was actually Krishna in disguise. Or when Yudhishthira Maharaj does these charities, the highest form of love, reverence, giving away his own self, that we see the difference between the two. He doesn't want anything. This is more like an example of what we do in this material world. We do all these sacrifices and all these rituals because it's needed or somebody told us to do. Whereas Yudhishthira Maharaj, I'll come to it later and we'll talk about it more. In the category of Dharmvira, the most munificent and renunciant is, okay, here's Yudhishthira Maharaj we're going to talk about. Executing rites when Krishna is the object of charity in this. Rajasuya Yagna, going towards the Yagna arena, he mentally offered great clothing embroidered with gold threads, many ornaments with valuable gems on them, garlands going down to Krishna's knees. He offered even so many horses. Now he's mentally offering because he doesn't have the stuff yet, because he's been banished, almost now he's back. The Duryodhana has captured the kingdom, so he doesn't have that much to give to Krishna, but mentally he's offering all these things. Horses and chariots and elephants, he's mentally offering. He even wanted to offer his property, family, including his own self to Krishna. But when he realized he had nothing to give, he was perturbed and very anxious. A great sampradhanaka, showering everything to his beloved Krishna and doing it all for Krishna's sake with no material gain intentions, no intentions of what I'll get this or I'm supposed to be doing this. This is out of pure love for his beautiful deity, Krishna, and who is actually there personally with him. And he's always going he was always going according to authoritative scriptures, following moral codes, being faithful and controlling the senses. That was Maharaj Yudhishthira. Everything for Krishna's satisfaction in adoration of the master of the senses with total renunciation. I love this attitude of Yudhishthira Maharaj, that I hope one day we will come to that status of, nothing for me, everything for you. When Bhagwan becomes, I wouldn't say your servant in a way, yes, but there would be a competition between Bhagwan and the Bhakta. He'll say, what do you want, Prahlad? Prahlad says, no, Bhagwan, I just saw you. Or Dhruva would say, I came to get riches from you so I could have more than my father and show it to my stepmother. But here I've seen you. What else do I need? I've gotten everything. And here Bhagwan is telling Prahlad same way. Ask me, you've suffered so much for me. I'm here. I'll give you whatever you want. He says, if you're insisting so much, I don't want anything. But okay, let me go to hell, wherever you want me to go, so that I could save the souls from this Vetarni. And as for me, I am Magna Chitta in where I am. What do I need? I am in that, he means like he's in that consciousness that he really doesn't need anything. He has seen Krishna. What else can he think of? These are all tinsel. Maharaj Mayur Dhwaj was another example, the king of Trambavati, in the category of a great Dhanvir that Bhagwan Krishna tested by coming as a Brahmana to beg for one whole half side of his body, and he agreed to it. Maharaj Mayur Dwaj, I didn't know anything about him till I just sat on the screen and looked up, and I feel I had the picture that I can't show. So beautiful that I feel like people like that, when you look at their pictures, that's the beauty of computers, that when you look at them, it pulls up that bhav within you. And when I saw Maharaj Mayur Dwaj's picture, I felt like this is auspiciousness personified. And everybody needs to see. Please, people, you go on your screen and look at Maharaj Mayur Dwaj. Another Danveer is Shibi Maharaj, where a pigeon came to his kingdom wanting shelter as a vulture. As a vulture was chasing him, and Shibi Maharaj asked the vulture to take some meat from his own body. And that's a Danveer, that he's got so much compassion also for the pigeon, that he's come to my shelter. That is my duty to save him. And ahimsa comes into play here also. That such a Danveer that he gave portion of his thigh, and the vulture wanted to make sure he gets enough portion, that they even weighed it. And so another example is Dadichi Muni, who gave up his bones we read in the Srimad Bhagavatam, requested by Lord Indra to build a thunderbolt to kill Vritasura. That is from the Srimad Bhagavatam, yes. And so, yes, I think in chivalry, I gave quite a few examples. And what we are doing is, all of these great devotees were doing these acts for the satisfaction of their Lord, or for the welfare or auspiciousness of Krishna, as in the case of Nand Maharaj. But when the scriptures and rituals performed by the pious, who are actually not doing it for Krishna's satisfaction, but doing it as a duty, are not steady in devotional service. Therefore, we should perform our rituals for Krishna's satisfaction and not worship particular demigods for separate fruits. Worshipping the demigods is just like taking a mortgage. We can cut it short to 15 or 10 years from 30 and little better, but it's still a mortgage. So demigods, when we are worshipping different demigods, we have to pay them back with interest, because then there is a rin, there's a debt that we owe them. So we'll be stuck in this cycle of birth and death, because then, of course, the opulences that they give us, or whatever our heart's desire is, that creates even more karma for us. So get rid of that. Just go on a straight path, especially in this Kali Yuga, where we don't have that much time. So Mahaprabhu even tells us in that Sankirtan Yagna is to be performed in this age of Kali, as we don't have enough time. This is a straight way to achieve Krishna and get his grace, rather than zigzagging through different demigods. We need only to please Krishna, and he'll provide us everything, every need that we have through these demigods, and much quicker. And hence the demigods will be happy also that the soul has arrived on the right track. So I wanted to bring this out, how he says, Yathataror mula niseshchenana triptyanti tad skanda bhujopasaka pranoparacha yatendriyana tathaiva sarvaharam achyutya. As pouring water on the root of a tree energizes the trunk, branches, twigs, and leaves, and everything else, and as supplying food to the stomach enlivens the senses and limbs of the body, simply worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead through devotional service automatically satisfies the demigods. who are parts of that Supreme Personality. They are his ministry. So why are we worshiping the ministry when the chairman himself is there, when the president is there? Again, in the Bhagavad Gita 10.8, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo. Everything emanates from me. I am the Prabhavo of everything, source of spiritual and material worlds. Krishna is the root of everything. Therefore, rendering service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead means automatically serving all the demigods. So, what else would I want to say? And our Mahaprabhu, Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, also says in Madhurya portion of Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya, the middle section, 22.62, Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Kritahaya. If one is engaged in the devotional service of the Lord, the Supreme Personality, Krishna, everything is automatically accomplished. Bhagavan also says, Bhaktaram, Yagnatapaswam, Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, Suhird Sarva Bhutanam, Jyaptamam, knowing me, Shanti Vrichyati. This is the Shanti mantra we have to follow. Let him lead us through this total surrender to him with the help of Sadhu, Guru, and Shastra. And I would say here, Srila Rup Goswami Ji ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Hare Krishna. Please forgive any trespasses that I went through. And I'm going to do this prayer for all of us. And both of my gurus here, please say Tathastu. May Lord Krishna play kabaddi with us and subdue our wrestling minds and bring us closer to his lotus feet. Say Tathastu, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Tathastu.
Thank you so much. This is a prayer for all of us that are in this Zoom.
So you
Haribol.
want to be a wrestler, coward boy, friend. Nice desire. Thank you.
Also, besides other things.
Okay, wonderful.
Hari.
Thank you, Mother Padma. That was very nice.
Thank you.
You know, you learn more when you present it than just listen it. That's why I always urge all of us to share. Try to share what you heard. Then you'll see actually how much you got.
Yeah.
How do you know how much bhakti you have? When you try to give it to somebody, oh my God, I forgot. What was it? Oh, that's scary. So you pay attention, you grab it, you can share it. If you cannot grab it attentively, if how much bhakti I have, only when opponent comes, how it's affecting? Am I making them devotee? Do I make them really attracted to Krishna? That means I have attraction to Krishna inside me. So this is nice. Thank you for presenting that.
Haribol. Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai Prabhupada. Mother Sushilpa Devi.
Hare Krishna.
Just one second. Anybody would like to ask any question to Mother Padma Devi or say anything? Prahladananda Prabhu. Or anyone? She did a wonderful
No,
presentation.
it was good, Prabhuji. So I think everything was very nicely presented by her and everything clear. So Sushilpa Mataji can go ahead.
Okay.
I just want to say thank you, Mataji. I am supposed to present, but made you on the spot first. But then,
Haribol. Prabhupada ki
yeah,
jai.
you expressed from all I could observe is you expressed or explained from heart. That's what I could observe. Thank you, Mataji. Nice presentation. Prabhuji, I see two hands up.
Yes, yes.
question.
Mother Maluti Devi.
I just wanted to say it was a joyful presentation. It was very, very sweet. And I loved listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mother Malati. That was very nice. Patitaran Jagannath Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu and Hare Krishna Mataji. Your presentation was so sweet, so wonderful, and especially your ecstatic giggle was really nice. So thank you so much, Mataji.
Haribol, Prabhuji.
It's
Thank
truly
you.
wonderful. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you. That was very nice. Mother Kamala Devi.
Hare Krishna, Dandrat Pranam Prabhuji and all the Vaishnavas. Especially, I want to thank Padma Mataji. It was so heartfelt, warm presentation that you presented, and now I'm getting nervous that I have to present. But it was really amazing, and the way you were, describing it was it happens like I felt like it's happening live here. And when you told about the pictures that you wanted to share, I was thinking like, oh wow, what great thing we are missing. So Mataji is to share the pictures as well, so that we can relish it more. And thank you so much, Mataji. It was really wonderful. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mata. Krishna bless you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mother Kamala Devi. Mother Sri Ishopanisha.
Hare Krishna. I just wanted to say I agree with what everyone else said. It was picturesque. I could just see myself being right there with you, Mata. Hari Hari Bo, Hare Krishna. It was wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. That was nice.
The Ishopanishad,
all-
we all love you.
All Mataji should come to Las Vegas to thank her.
Why not? There will be a day someday. Sure. Okay. So with that note, we begin with Mother Sushilpa Devi.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandrat Pranam. If you may give me access to share my screen.
You do have access.
It says host disabled participant screen sharing.
Let me see. Did you go out and in?
Yes. I know. Yeah, I can see it now, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay.
Please let me know once you see my screen.
Yeah. Chapter 45, Laughing Ecstasy.
Hey, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for giving me an opportunity. This is my first time presenting, and we are going through Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. This detail, please excuse if any shortcomings, short or small. I thank all of you being part of giving time and coming in. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo. It's a thank you, Krishna, for giving me an opportunity. A small chapter, but very I see it very important and very we see it in our day-to-day lives. And the first thing that I learned that it's coming from Krishna. It's coming from Krishna. Laughing out is coming from Krishna, whether it's small smile or all the way end to a big laughter. So I thoroughly enjoyed going through the recording and the book over and over. As Prabhuji said, once we try to present, we get to know where we are. Now I clearly can see where I am while I was reading and while preparing the PPT also. Now this PPT, I thought of making it really good, but somehow I ended up this way. Prabhuji, I remember you gave one of the class on laughter, or laughter was part of one of the class in Bhakti Japa conference. I think you presented one of the In your PPT, there were 2 slides defining all of these. I could try to recall, but I couldn't find the PPT. Somehow I didn't allocate much time pulling it. But I was just recalling it. You gave it very well. So this is very, very, very high level. Please excuse. So with that said, Mataji already explained on, gave a very high level brief on what the 4th division of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu that Srila Rupa Goswami was explaining. So as Mataji said, this is the 4th division, out of which chapter 45 would be the first chapter in the 4th division, which is defined as laughing ecstasy. The next slide, I've just made it very high level, defining what are the kinds. There are 7 kinds of indirect ecstasies of devotional service. Mataji already explained, listed out. I just put them in a slide. Laughing, astonishment, chivalry, compassion, anger, dread, and ghastliness. Out of which chapter 45 is the first one, which is laughing, which I'll explain to what I learned and share. These are all indirect ecstasies, and they can, some of them can be compatible, some of them may not be compatible with each other. And we could see one of the example given in the chapter is Krishna's pastime dancing, and then Narada watching it, which falls into one of the state of laughter, which is apahasita, which we'll go at, just put in the next slide. We'll come up, we'll talk about it also. And then in the chapter, Srila Rupa Goswami was giving a term here, rasabhas, in which he states that it's a state of affairs when one ecstatic devotional feeling overlaps with another. So there also it's a pivoted presentation of melos is what he defines. I think to what my understanding is, I could see laughing and astonishment both. It relates to the top portion in the pastime where Krishna is dancing and Narada, which will go in detail, right? There, the laughter and astonishment came together. So I'm, Prabhuji, please correct me. I'm thinking rasabhas is some kind of, is a term for the pastime, the Krishna, where both laughter and astonishment came together. That's what I was trying to understand, but please correct me if I'm wrong. And then going to the next slide, more detailing on laughter. So where can it be observed, right? This is something that I learned too. Mostly observed within youngsters, if they are having a conversation and conversation in relation to Krishna, obviously transcendental world, they all talk about Krishna. Krishna would be the center for them. So youngsters, so gopis talking within them about Krishna, or in a combination of old person and young children. So there we could see many examples in this chapter, pastimes where Krishna as a young child having a conversation with his maid servant, old maid servant. In the next slides we'll get to know. And also it defines, the chapter also mentioned that the laughter could be found in persons with very grave by nature. So I didn't, or to my consciousness, I couldn't get to an example where it defined, where in the chapter it defined, where it gave an example of the second point, where the laughter could be found. I couldn't find an example of that. So please excuse me. If I find, I'll send it out later. So those are the 2 places where we could observe the laughter. And Srila Rupa Goswami also gave where can the laughter be found, or how can we, what could be the object of the laughter? So I could find two. One of it where Krishna himself, Krishna does many pastimes. He loves to talk to he talks, he plays, he dances everywhere. Now the topic is laughter, so he enjoys laughter. He does pastimes where the laughter can be generated. So when there's where Krishna, where the laughter can be seen, where Krishna is an object himself, where Krishna is in a direct, having a direct conversation, and then the laughter comes into picture, either Krishna laughing or the directly with Krishna laughing. So very beautifully, there are a couple of pastimes, and one of it you can see in Bhakti Rasamrita, in the page 361, where Yashodamata, Krishna, and Madison. You could see I did not detail in here so that we can read really quick. Once an old Madison approached the door of Mother Yashoda's house, and Krishna told Yashoda, "My dear mother, I don't wish to go near to this skinny villain. If I go there, he might put me within his begging bag and take me away from you." In this way, the wonderful child Krishna began to look at his mother, while the Madison, who was standing in the door, tried to hide the smiling face. So here the Madison who came for begging, he is smiling. So Krishna is making him smile, although he could not do so. He immediately expressed his smiling. In this instance, Krishna himself is the object of laughing affair. So he's doing a pastime where the person coming in direct contact is smiling. So here Krishna himself is the object. And the other one is the matter pertaining to Krishna. So we could see, let's move this away. There's a pastime, Nanda Maharaj and the Palmas pastime. You could see that in the same page and the next page itself. Here, Rupa Goswami is giving, if we can read that really quick. Once, one of Krishna's friend informed, sorry, my bad, this is not the one. Okay, it's at the bottom. One of the Palmas came to the house of Nanda Maharaj, and Nanda Maharaj asked him, "My dear sage, will you kindly check the hand of my child Krishna? Tell me how many years he will live and whether he will become the master of thousands of cows." Upon hearing this, the Palmas began to smile, and Nanda Maharaj asked him, "My dear sir, why are you laughing, and why are you covering your face?" So in such laughing ecstasy of love, Krishna or matters pertaining to Krishna are the causes of laughter. Such laughing devotional service, there are symptoms. We will go to the next slide on what are the symptoms. But while I was reading, I could feel the smile, exactly what the Palmist, why the Palmist began to smile. Right here, Nanda Maharaj is asking how many years Krishna would live and how many cows would he take care of? How would he be a master of? Right, that itself brings a smile and a laughter to us, because he's a supreme Lord. And Nanda Maharaj, as Mataji was also explaining in one of her pastime example, Nanda Maharaj is treating or is in an impression that Krishna is his child, and he's asking the Palmas how many years would he live and would he be a master. So we all know that he's a supreme personality of Godhead. We know that difference because we are reading and we could see the difference, but Nanda Maharaj is still considered him as a small child. So Nanda Maharaj asking the Palmas to bring smile to Palmas. And reading that brings me smile. So I'm just enjoying and sharing it with you guys. So going to here, you could see the matter, which is matter to Krishna, which is about Krishna, is the cause of laughter. So I'm trying to explain here. Going to the next slide, which is the symptoms of devotional service, the symptoms of laughing devotional service. Srila Rupa Goswami explained the symptoms like jubilation, laziness, concealed feelings, similar other seemingly disturbing elements. I could see jubilation, but to my consciousness, I couldn't relate the laziness, concealed feelings, or similar to other seemingly disturbing elements. To my consciousness, I couldn't. Please excuse, so I couldn't give examples of such. So on a high level, these are the symptoms we could feel when we try to contemplate on the examples when Krishna is in the center. Going to the next slide, Srila Rupa Goswami gave more details on giving more details on the divisions of laughing ecstasy, laughing in ecstatic love, and please bear with me if these are very small, visible small to you. Rupa Goswami divided all this. There are 6 divisions, out of which he divided into 2. 3 are the major divisions, the first 3, and 3 grouping them into minor divisions. And these can be grouped according to the different degree of smiling. So the way we smile, the expressions shown, Rupa Goswami divided into 2 divisions. The first one, naming it as major division, and the second one is minor division. The first 3 falling under the major are Smita, Hasita, and Vihasita. And the minor division falling under minor division are Avahasita, Apahasita, and Atihasita. All the 6 are Sanskrit terms defined in the mentioned as Sanskrit in the book Rupa Goswami. So we'll go into detail on each of these. I have one slide, small slide for each of these. Going to the first one, the first major, which is Smita. It's defined as smiling, but his teeth are not visible. So one can distinctly mark a definite change in his eyes and cheeks, causing that smile. The smile causing these changes, but the teeth are not visible, which is called as Smita. There's a beautiful pastime here with Krishna stealing the yogurt pastime, and Krishna always makes the other smile, right? We have seen in the first example also. So here in this pastime, the great sages who are observing from the heavenly planets, they are smiling. And you could see that pastime here in page 362, and we can read it really quick as well. When one is smiling but his teeth is not visible, one can distinctively mark a definite change in his eyes and in the cheeks. This is called Smita smiling. Once when Krishna was stealing yogurt, Jarati, the head mistress of the house, could detect his activities, and she was therefore coming very hurriedly to catch him. At this time, Krishna became very much afraid of Jarati, and he went to his elder brother Baldeva. He said, "My dear brother, I have stolen yogurt. Just see, Jarati is coming hurriedly to catch me." When Krishna was thus seeking the shelter of Baladeva, because he was being chased by Jarati, all the great sages in the heavenly planets began to smile. This smiling is called Smita smiling. As we know, to the level of my consciousness, to my understanding, here all the great sages in the heavenly planets, they already know that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? But here in this pastime, he's been chased by Jarati, the head mistress of the house. So seeing that and the conversation between Krishna and Baladeva, and Krishna taking help of Baldev, that explaining that Jayarati is coming hurriedly. You can feel the fastness and the run of stealing the yogurt, or on catching Krishna of stealing the yogurt. Seeing all this pastime of Krishna from the heavenly planets, and the great sages are smiling without showing their teeth. So this is called Smita. So going to the next slide, explaining about Hasita, the second division falling under the major, the Hasita. And Hasita is explained as smiling in which teeth are slightly visible. So there's a smile which can be observed in the cheeks, eyes, but then the teeth here is slightly visible, and that is called Hasita. And there's a beautiful pastime where Krishna dressed up as an Abhimanyu, and obviously Krishna makes others smile. So the girlfriends here, the girlfriends of Radharani, are smiling, and that is explained here in the next para, page 362. We can quickly read. Smiling in which the teeth are slightly visible is called Hasita smiling. One day, Abhimanyu, the so-called husband of Radharani, was returning home, and at that time he could not see that Krishna was there in the house. Krishna immediately changed his dress to look exactly like Abhimanyu and approached Abhimanyu's mother, Jatila. Jatila is Abhimanyu's mother, addressing her thus: "My dear mother, I'm your real son Abhimanyu. But just see, Krishna dressed up like me and is coming before you." Jatila, the mother of Abhimanyu, immediately believed that Krishna was her own son and thus became very angry at her real son, and thus became very angry at her real son who was coming home. She began to drive away her real son, who was crying, "Mother, mother, what are you doing?" Seeing this incident, all the girlfriends of Radharani who were present there began to smile, and a portion of their teeth was visible. This is the instance of Hasita smile. So we can literally see how the pastime was performed by Krishna, and the girlfriends of Radharani who were around the house, looking at that incidents that Krishna was performing, dressing him like Abhimanyu, and then I don't know if I can use the word fooling here, but I use a lot when I'm with my kids. So Jatila is kind of fooled here by Krishna dressed up as Abhimanyu, and when the real Abhimanyu came in, Jatila did not believe in her own son, but believed that Krishna dressed in Abhimanyu is her real son, which made girlfriends of Radharani smile, showing their teeth out, which is called, which is defined as Hasita here. So going to the next slide, which is the third division, Vihasita, where the difference here is the teeth are distinctly visible in the smile. So the smile, cheeks, eyes, and the teeth also, but teeth are distinctly visible in the smile. And Krishna performing a pastime here, Rupa Goswami giving an example of Krishna's pastime here. We can read, which is the third para, and page in the book, it's 363. And I just put in a statement here: Krishna stealing butter, seeking Baladeva's help, and Jatila's pastime. Okay, sorry, my bad. Sorry, this is wrong. Please forgive me. This is the pastime that we just read for Hasita, and the pastime that I should have been for Vihasita is, we'll read it anyway, but that's stealing butter still, but an old lady sleeping profoundly. That's the pastime. Please forgive me. And here also, Jatila. Okay, here also Jatila is Jatila is in with Krishna doing the pastime. So we can read, please excuse me. When the teeth are distinctly visible in the smile, that is Vihasita. One day when Krishna was engaged in stealing butter and yogurt in the house of Jatila, he assured his friends, "My dear friends, I know that this old lady is now sleeping very profoundly because she is breathing very deeply." She's sleeping very profoundly because she's breathing very deeply in her sleep. Let us silently steal butter and yogurt without making any disturbance. So Krishna is speaking with his friends to steal the butter very silently, so that she doesn't wake up. But the old lady, Jatila, was not sleeping, so she could not contain her smiling, and her teeth immediately became distinctly visible. And this is called Vihasita. So the pastime is still stealing butter, but my mistake, it's not seeking Baldeva's help, but Krishna is actually, the pastime is with his friends, and the conversation is with his friends, asking them not to make too much of a sound so that the old lady Jatila wouldn't wake up. But actually, reality is Jatila did not sleep, but she's experiencing, she's listening the conversation, which made her smile, but her teeth were Thank you. And going to the next slide, which is the second category of the laughing in ecstasy, ecstatic love. And this is the minor category. Out of the minor category, the first one is the avahasita. And I just put in a statement here. State of smiling when the nose becomes puffed and the eyes squint. And this kind of a smiling is called is grouped under avahasita. And there's a beautiful pastime given as an example by Rupa Goswami here. Mother Yashoda's conversation with Krishna about him covered with the gopi makeup pastime. So there's a beautiful pastime, and the one who's smiling is a girlfriend nearby. In the same house, when Mother Yashoda is having a conversation with Krishna, a girlfriend in the same house is listening, and then it made her nose puffed up and the eyes also squinted. You can see that pastime defined here in page 366, 363, just below the Vihasita. We can read it really quick. In a state of smiling, when the nose becomes puffed and the eyes squint, the smiling is called avahasita. Once early in the morning, when Krishna returned home after performing his rasa dance, Mother Yashoda looked upon Krishna's face and addressed him thus: "My dear son, why do your eyes look like they have been smeared with some oxides? Have you dressed yourself with the blue garments of Baladeva?" When Mother Yashoda was addressing Krishna in that way, a girlfriend who was nearby began to smile with a puffed nose and squinting eyes. This is an instance of avahasita smiling. The gopi knew that Krishna had been enjoying the rasa dance, and the Mother Yashoda could not detect her son's activities or understood how he had become covered with gopi's makeup. Her smiling was in avahasita feature. So you can relate here. It is stated that Gopi knew that Krishna was in rasa dance, and that's how Krishna's avatar all covered with Gopi's makeup. I'm not sure if this Gopi also was part of the rasa dance or not. I was kind of assuming here, but she somehow knew about it, and she could figure out that it's not Baladev's, but it's actually Gopi's makeup, which to which Krishna was resembling, and Mother Yashoda couldn't figure it out. So that made the gopi smile, and that smile, which made the gopi's nose puffed up a little bit, and the eyes also were also squinted eyes. She could have the eyes squinted. So that is grouped as avahasita. And going to the next slide. Please bear with me for the time. I'll try to make it a little bit faster. And the next one is apahasita, and it stays a state of smiling with when tears are added to the smiling, and the shoulders are also shaking. So you could see when we could see that clearly defined with an example here, Rupa Goswami giving a pastime of little Krishna and his old maidservant Jarati. And we could see that in page 363, the same page. When tears, we could really read it really quick. When tears from the eyes are added to the smiling and the shoulders are shaking, the smile is called apahasita. When child Krishna, the pastime goes like this. When child Krishna was dancing in the response of the singing of old maidservant Jarati, Narada was astonished. Here we could see the combination of astonishment and laughter coming together. Narada was astonished. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who controls all the movements of a great demigods like Brahma, was now dancing to the indications of an old maidservant. Seeing this fun, Narada also began to dance, and his shoulders trembled and his eyes moved. Due to his smiling, his teeth also became visible. An account of the glaring effulgence from his teeth, the clouds in the skies turned silver. So the clouds also changed the color. Right, the clouds usually white. Became silver because of the effulgence coming from the teeth of Narada, and that effulgence is due to his viewing the pastime of Krishna dancing for his for the singing of his old maidservant, and her name is Jarati. Okay, and that is defined for given as an example. This pastime is given as an example for apahasita. And this is a combination of astonishment and laughter together. Going to the next slide, which is atihasita, the last one, the last division under the major, and the last one out of the 6, which is atihasita, and it defines as smiling or overwhelming laughter involving clapping hands and leaping in air. So we could, in this material world also, we can experience this, but here in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, there's a beautiful pastime that Srila Rupa Goswami had it, and that is Krishna addressing Jarati, and all the ones who experience the laughter is the cowherd girls, and they are present there, and they began to laugh loudly and clap. We could see the pastime, read the pastime from page, the same page, 363, and little bit of it in the next page as well. So we can read, and Srila Rupa Goswami also gives a small point that indirect sarcastic remarks also create atihasita circumstances. And he also gave a pastime there for the cowherd girls conversation. This is an indirect conversation. We could see it defined, right, in the first slide. Indirect means Krishna is not directly involved, but there's a Krishna's conversation. Krishna being the object is the center for, though he's not directly in the conversation, part of the conversation, but he is still part of the the reason of the conversation or the object of the conversation. But the conversation is between, in this example for Ati Hasita, the conversation is between the cowherd girl and Kutila, the daughter of Jatila. We'll go over these two pastimes really quick, reading from page 363 from the book, defining Ati Hasita. When a smiling person claps his hands and leaps in the air, the smiling expression changes into Atihasita, or overwhelming laughter. An example of Atihasita was manifested in the following incident. Krishna once addressed Jarati thus, "My dear good woman, the skin of your face is now slacked, and so your face exactly resembles a monkey's. As such, the king of monkeys, Balimukha, has selected you as his worthy wife." While Krishna was teasing Jarati in this way, she replied that she was certainly aware of the fact that king of monkeys was trying to marry her, but she had already taken the shelter of Krishna, the killer of many powerful demons, and therefore she had already decided to marry Krishna instead of the king of monkeys. One hearing this sarcastic reply of the talkative Jarati, all the cowherd girls present there began to laugh very loudly and clap their hands. This laughter, accompanied by the clapping of hands, is called Atihasita. So we can see the, we can, if you visualize, we can see the house and the laughter going on between the pastime of Jarati replying to Krishna's sarcastic example of marrying Jarati to suggesting Jarati to marry the king of monkeys, Balimukha, but Jarati replying that she, rather than marrying the king of monkeys, she would like to marry Krishna, who's even more powerful, killing all the demons. So that beautiful pastime, and observing all this, that Krishna sarcastically, Krishna is put down by Jarati. All the cowherd, all the gopis started laughing loudly. That is defined as, given as a pastime for Atihasita. And there's one more here, the pastime of indirect sarcastic. On the top, it's the pastime that we read is a direct, where Krishna is directly involved. And the next example, next pastime is indirect. Krishna is not present, but it's a pastime involving Krishna. Sometimes there are indirect sarcastic remarks which also create Atihasita circumstances. An example of one such remark is a statement which was made by one of the cowherd girls to Kutila, the daughter of Jatila and sister of Abhimanyu. She's a sister of Abhimanyu as well. So Kutila has one daughter and one son. That's what I learned from here. To the so-called husband of Abhimanyu, the so-called husband of Radharani. Indirectly, Kutila was insulted by the following statement: My dear Kutila, daughter of Jatila, your breasts are as long as string beans, simply dry and long. Your nose is so gorgeous that it defies the beauty of the noses of frogs, and your eyes are more beautiful than the eyes of dogs. Your lips defy the flaming ciders of fire, and your abdomen is as beautiful as a big drum. Therefore, my dear beautiful Kutila, you're the most beautiful of all the cowherd girls of Vrindavana. And because of your extraordinary beauty, I think you must be beyond the attraction of the sweet blowing of the Krishna's flute. You could see the pastime here, the conversation between the cowherd girl, Gopi, and the Kutila. So indirectly, she's chastising the beauty, as if she's praising, but actually chastising. So in there we could see observe Ati Hasita, where all the cowherd girls were laughing out loud, clapping their hands. So this is an indirect Ati Hasita example. So with that, I'm done with the presentation. Prabhuji, please correct me, and apologize for taking a lot of time. Thank you, Prabhuji.
This is beautiful. Wow. This concentration is good. 6 types of, actually it's a gradation. If you think very deeply, it's a gradation of love, isn't it? Intensity of humorous love, you can say. Smiling, slight smiling, or slight laughter, full laughter, open laughter. Maybe boisterous laughter. You can go on, I don't know much more English on that. But this is how in spiritual world 24 hours a day, they're having a wonderful, joyful time. And I appreciate your demonstrating with the example from Prabhupada's translation. What is Smita? What is Hashita? What is that? Vihashita, Abhashita, Apahashita, Otihashita. We can chant and think about those example. This is what we're supposed to do. Not like keep the mind blank. We can literally fill up the mind with all those 6 types of laughing, smiling. So this is good. Very nice. Thank you. Wonderful presentation. This is 24 hours a day. I mean, we do this in the mundane world, but it doesn't do any benefit. Mundane world, sometimes we try to crack up or something. But in spiritual world, it has its origin very joyful. That's why it's called Bhashya, means laughing ecstasy. Anyone? Mother Sri Ishopanishad?
Jai, Hare Krishna. Thank you so very much. When you were speaking about the smiling, the Hasita smiling, the teeth are slightly visible. How would that apply to the deity? Because the Radha Ramanji deity, you can see sometimes his teeth are slightly, you can see the teeth. Would that apply to deity as well?
Why not? But Hashita is a very slight, means barely you see this, barely you see the teeth, but not ha, not like that.
Yes.
Little teeth of a deity. Sure.
Jai,
That's a good
Haribol.
meditation. That's a good meditation.
I love that. I love Sri Radha Raman. And when you see the teeth, there's sometimes, you can see them, sometimes he's not showing them. And that's very, very wonderful. So thank you, Prabhu, Didi, for sharing. Haribol, Hare Krishna.
But it's a nice story also, isn't Abhimannu's?
Jai.
Krishna disguised Abhimannu's form. And everybody's smiling. You know why they cannot smile a lot? Because they know it's Krishna dress up like Abhimannu. Of course, all the form is in Krishna. But Jatila doesn't know. That's why they are like a little teeth, but not too smiling. But it's very interesting, isn't it? Like very scientific. Yeah.
Jai.
Thank you. Mother Padma Devi.
Thank you, Mother Shishilpa. It was so beautiful the way you were explaining the different kinds of hasis, Smita, Hasita, Ati Hasita. Each time you went through it, I was trying to be an imposer of and trying to puff up my nostrils and squint my eyes and try to not laugh but smile, just little smile on the face. And because we've been brought up in that culture, we know that these, for example, these gopis, they don't laugh like us. You know, they when they are by themselves, of course they do. That these are the ecstasies that they are going through. They are with around people, and they know how to behave themselves. So how they are very little smile on their face, but these internal emotions that they are showing is what we are going by, what kind of ecstasy they are going through. And so each time you showed these slides, going through those, it made such a difference to realize what are these different ecstasies they are going through, and they are surely different. You know, when the person is got a little bit tears along with these ecstasies, and you can tell it's much higher than the last one. So you gave us such beautiful presentation. I loved it. Thank you. Haribol.
Spiritual world is joyful. 6 types of laughing. In this material world, they should talk at least about it. At least they will have some great. So nice. I'm glad Rupa Goswami Pad so kindly gave this. At least it makes us, it's not a boring place. It's the most joyful place. Everybody is constantly enjoying difference, laughing. Wonderful. Anyone else? Prahladananda Prabhu? Or Mother Kamala Devi? Yes.
I think Prahladan and Prabhu can go first. Prabhuji.
Hello, Mataji. Danvat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. So today's both presentation have been excellent. So we have got Lipi Mataji and Kiran Mataji tomorrow, right?
What is it? 46,
Yes,
47,
Prabhu.
48?
Yeah, those two, only 2 chapters are there tomorrow.
40, 47, 40.
And 48.
Okay. Good, good. Yes, Mother Kamala Devi.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji and Mataji. It was a really, really wonderful presentation, Mataji, and the way you explained all the gradations with such a sweet pastime, it was really amazing. And I was just contemplating that how much knowledge our Vedic scriptures hold, like all the Natya Shastra and all these rasas, like there's so much interconnected, and it's so beautiful, and it's so complete in itself. So I was really contemplating on that. And then Srimad Ishopnishad Mataji added that Radharaman, that DT, so that completed it actually. So really, really thankful for all these wonderful realizations and such a beautiful presentations that we have heard so far. Hare Krishna, thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you. Mother Krishna Manju Devi.
This is so wonderful presentation, and I watched one video yesterday, Amarendra Prabhu's Hasitam Madhuram. So it's similar type. That's what kind of expression of smiling about Krishna. So it's when I hear that song also, it's similar to that. So and compared to that smiling, you can feel it and realize that how much attraction to Krishna about all glories and his beauty of his appearance. That's I can feel it. That song also very so nice. That Madhuram Hasitam, he was expressing that when your beautiful smile, your face and everything, and then they are glorifying his all about his smile or beauty. Then he was walking away, then also gopis, they are saying that when you work also, that also nice. So this is kind of expression about the spiritual world. So we didn't know before, but when we are studying and hearing, listening, then we can know that how wonderful is spiritual world. So it was not having that experience or imagination about the spiritual life. Now we are getting little about that. That's my all experience. Hare Krishna.
Good, good. Thank you. Okay. Anyone else or looking forward to see you all tomorrow? Yeah. Thank you again, Prabhus and Mothers. Meeting you all tomorrow at the same time, and we'll cover chapter 47 and 48. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Ram Ram,
Pancha Kalpataruveshita Sindhu Bhasitanam Pavaniko Vaishnavam
Paritanam Parinam Vaishnavam
Prabhuji,
Srila Prabhupada